after a really rather hot spell in the Cape. Finally, a day with some cooling winds and temperatures starting below 20 degrees. So me and my brother headed up into the mountains, but first we had to get down this rather steep gorge, which we didn't fancy doing at the end of the hike. It was a rather beautiful start to the hike with all of these trees on Feinboss, the running river, and of course a fun little drawbridge to get across. Having walked down and through the gorge, we were now starting the ascent for the day, and it was going to be a rather long day's hike. Most people had said it would be about 7 hours. Morning everyone, and welcome to the video. Today we are attempting to get to the highest point here in the national park. We've just done this nice steep valley as a good start, and we're now getting up onto the ridge proper. So we've got a big long day ahead of us. It's going to be really fun. Hope you enjoy. So on we went up through the protea fields onto the main ridge. You can see my brother here. That doesn't look like there's a path, but sure enough there was. The surrounding hillsides were absolutely wonderful, covered in this early morning mist, with the cooler temperatures interacting with the recent heat. So as we made our way up onto the ridge, we were coming into contact with the cloud level. Sure enough though, some blue sky overhead let us know that the clouds weren't to be around for much longer. The sun started to break through and we were treated with some really spectacular conditions and views. Little progress report. Well, we thought maybe we'd be up in the clouds all hike, but it looks as though the clouds are parting for us. So just as we are making it up onto the main ridgeway, we're going to be coming up into the sun. Beautiful hike so far. And here's the ridge proper. Lovely broad face to walk up. The way the sun was interacting with the clouds and the way that the wind was whipping them through the hills was something really quite amazing to be a part of, and standing right there in the clouds, as it were. I took the opportunity here to stop and take a few photographs of this amazing cloud formation whipping through the valley. Right, so we stopped for a brief moment here in a little sheltered spot out of the wind. As you no doubt will have seen, I'm here with my brother Matt. Beautiful, beautiful walk up this ridge. We're in and amongst the feinboss, so these are protea, And then there's also Disa, which are flowering right now. Bright bursts of color. I'll try and get some B-roll of that if I spot one. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. We've got still a fair ways up, I think, and try and make it to the top of the mountain. As the morning went on and we gained elevation, the clouds started to dissipate a little bit, the winds were clearly blowing them all through, and the sun was burning them off. There's this wonderful plateau area up further into the mountains. This was about 2.5 hours into the hike, and views were really starting to open up to some true wilderness areas. The path underfoot was still good as well, so we were making quite good progress up towards our intended summit. The sun coming out though did mean that things were starting to heat up for the day, and it was certainly starting to break a sweat at this point. Having gained enough elevation to get up and above the protea fields, we started to interact with some of the different landscapes that you find in the Cape. And noticeably here, there's all this granite boulders mixed in with some beautiful restae, the reeds that you can see there, and of course some wonderful wildflowers in the summer months. This is definitely an area that I'd like to come back to take some proper photographs in good lighting. Little update, believe that is the summit. So one last little push up, not too much further now. We just come up onto this little plateau here after going through a bit of almost a little rock field, which was very cool. Might have to revisit another time of year to try and take some photographs. The sun's just going behind a cloud there. And so yeah, we're gonna get up to the summit, have a little break, a little snack, some water, and then start our descent. And so this would be the final ascent to reach the highest point in the nature reserve for the day. It had taken us about 4 hours to get to this point, so we were well ahead of schedule. There we go, at the summit. 1,575 meters. I'll put some of the hiking stats up here on the screen now. And while this summit itself might not be a dramatic peak, the views surrounding us are just breathtaking. Incredible, incredible views. Gonna spend some time up here, have a little snack, recoup, get some water in, and then we've got about probably a 3-hour hike back down to the car. We stopped at the summit for a brief break to have some water and snacks, and of course, a full 360 tour of those wonderful views. The views from up here, must be said, were truly spectacular. There's nothing like getting up into the hills on a cool day, having the summit to yourself, and seeing some of the most remote places on the planet. Sure enough, though, it was time to start our descent, and following the trail back down to the car, we reckoned it would take us about 3 hours. We knew we needed to get going because the heat of the day was definitely coming. The trail, however, was still good underfoot, so we were making quite good progress. Coming over the final ridge down towards the valley, we were treated with one last spectacular view. So the hike had one last final surprise for us in store. This awesome viewpoint here. Now we're just going to head down. This is the final steep section, and then it's an easy sort of 2, maybe 1.5 hours back to the car. The last little section down to the car took us quite steeply down this ridge, and we were soon onto a familiar path that I've hiked many times before. And sure enough, we made it down to the car in about 2 hours for a total hike of just about 6. It was a wonderful day out in the mountains, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this slightly different style of video with the narration. Cheers everyone, see you in the next one.